doesn't go away.
Right. Becky, what short-term goals do you have for yourself?
I'm gonna start working on trying to get my disability check back and get me and baby a place to stay. I've got to work on getting that. Once I get my disability checked, everything will work out better.
And so what steps do you need to do for that?
From what I gather, I gotta go back to the doctors, and I really don't like the bullhead doctors because they're all crazy. But, I'm gonna talk to a friend of mine, his dad's a Social Security lawyer. So I'm gonna see if he can help me get my check back. And if anything, I'm gonna start getting a lawyer and see what happens.
What about if you were to go to like Mojave Mental Health or anywhere, can they help you?
I'm not really sure. I'm gonna find out. I gotta figure out what I have to do. And once I talk to my friend's dad, see what he says, and I can go from there.
So if we made an appointment for you, would you want to go? If we scheduled you something?
I could do something. Yeah, it'd help. It couldn't hurt. I mean, because with my mental, because I'm under there for physical, because of my seizures that I used to have, and then I had my anxiety disorder and depression and stuff like that. So.
Well, I think those kind of go hand in hand when you have the seizures, because when you have seizures, you can't even drive, I think, in most cases.
Yeah, I couldn't drive. One time I had a seizure so bad I didn't even remember having my kids. I've died from them once. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And that's enough in itself to induce that anxiety to where you just never know,
Yeah.
So I think that would be something, we've told you guys we're more than willing to help you guys with whatever you guys need to get done to accomplish to start some like short-term baby goals.
Yeah.
So, a good short-term next 2-3 months, get a doctor's appointment or get an appointment up at Mojave Mental Health.
Yeah.
And then we could go from there.
Yeah.
But that's at least a start.
Yeah.
Because like you said, if you get your Social Security, then
I can get us a place to live and get everything going again.
yes, and that's just one step closer to being able, once you have that financial.
But see, the thing is people once they get their stuff going and everything, then they forget where they came from, and that's one thing I could never do. I've been homeless, God, for about 10 plus, probably 10 over years, and I could never forget my buddies. I've gone to North Carolina, I've gone all over the states, and I always come back, and I always come back to my home. And that's them.
How was it in other states?
North Carolina was one of the most wonderful states I ever lived in.
To be homeless in?
Yeah.
Really?
And I lived in Phoenix, and I had a blast out there.
In Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
See, now that's what I'm talking about.
Years.
So in the summer out in Phoenix with no river, how was that?
That was horrible.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
I had to buy a gallon of water just to pour it on my head.
Yes, it's no joke. That's what I'm saying.
But it doesn't get out as hot out in Phoenix as it does out here. Out here in Bullhead, it gets massive. Last summer was the most hottest in record.
So would you compare like services from North Carolina, Phoenix, and here, resources?
The services out in Phoenix, they have a lot more. Like they have the CASHAPP and everything else. They've got a lot more out there. North Carolina is a lot more spread out. They don't have really a lot of homeless out there. So it's kind of crazy. I didn't even know what homeless people were until I moved out here to Bullhead when I was a kid. So.
Well, and isn't it crazy? This is our thing, is to bring awareness. This is the purpose of my channel, is to bring awareness. So you go to certain towns and certain cities, you find zero homeless.
Yep.
And you find that in the communities that have money.
Yep.
So say for instance, like Lake Havasu, you don't really see many.
They are out there, but they're very few.
And probably on the outskirts.
And there's tunnels and stuff like that. And the tunnels are dangerous because you can get sick down there and got bit by something. And yuck. I don't like bugs. I don't like bugs. And people out here, they go into the tunnels and stuff out here too. But it's not healthy. It's really bad for you actually. I'd rather live in a tent or under the stars than in those tunnels.
Right, but it amazes me how because we do this everywhere we go, how certain towns have an abundance and certain towns have almost nothing.
Yeah.
And that tells me we can fix the problem.
Yeah. Out here in Bullhead, there's not a lot, but there is some. I mean, like Norma, she goes out of her way every day to come out here to feed us and bring us things that we need, you know. So all of them from Catholic Charities and all of them, we appreciate everything that they do.
Yes,
You know,
it's important
so
that
it is.
we understand that.
I wouldn't have half the stuff I have now if it wasn't for them.
Yes, that you are all people out here that just like anybody else.
Yeah.
And so, you know, on our channel, we have reunited a couple family members that have
wow.
gotten contact with us. Yeah, like they haven't reunited in person, but one particular woman hasn't seen her sister in 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she reached out to us. So this is a blessing of,
It
you know,
is.
being able to spread the awareness to see, you know, and I know a lot of times I tell people, and I can't tell people enough, a lot of times people don't want to tell their family.
Yeah, because for some people it's embarrassing, but me, I think of it, I don't know, I like living out I like living out there because I've seen some of the most amazing things. I got serenaded by 7 owls one night.
Oh.
And, you know, the stars and some of the stuff
Beautiful.
that I've seen is beautiful.
Do you see some weird stuff?
Oh yeah, I've seen UFOs, I've seen, oh my God.
I'm telling you because we're so close to the airport and
I was out in the desert one time and with a friend of mine and we seen this, I swear it was UFO, it kept following us. And it kind of creeped me out. I was like, oh, nope, I gotta go. I'm not gonna get no ET off for me.
I just did a field trip with Minnie. We just seen something on Roswell right now. And, you know, out here in the desert, I know several people that are not homeless. So several people that have seen things, watched things happen right here because we're out in the desert. So it's an open sky.
Yeah,
so
I've seen all kinds of crazy things out there. And I see stars out there and then I see things that move that they're not supposed to be moving like that. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
What about animals?
Oh, animals are beautiful. I mean, I hear
some of the wild animals out there?
Coyotes, I hear all kinds of things. And like I said, one night me and my fiance were serenaded by 7 owls around us. And we got serenaded to sleep that night.
That's
awesome. It was beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. And like my dog Baby Girl, she likes to chase animals like birds and bunnies and stuff like that. You know, and she's a quick little thing and she's almost caught a couple of them, but
where's Teresa?
I don't know. I haven't seen her in a couple days. She's probably at her friend Danny's house. Who knows? Okay,
I did see her last time we were out here with Leslie, and she looked good. She looked really
she's
good.
looking a lot better. That's for sure.
So she's got somewhere to stay now.
Off and on.
And Tracy's still off the streets, right?
Yes.
That's
from what I heard. Yeah, she's still off the street. So
that's a blessing.
Good for her because she doesn't need to be out here. It's too much, and she's getting older in her age.
Right.
You know, and the older people, the elderly that are out here, you know, the veterans and everything else. You know, it's not like we chose this, but we're gonna make the best out of it as much as we can. Because I'll tell you what, we have a blast.
Well, and I always tell everyone.
It's like Ronnie loves taking Baby Girl to the river. He loves to play with her, throwing the rocks in the river for her and everything else. So we make do with what we got.
That's going back to just being a family and looking out for one another.
Yep.
But I always say that, you know, when you come out and you spend time with the people that are out here, they're some of the most unselfish people you'll ever come across.
I'd give somebody my last dime if I could.
Well,